So you guys gotta look up at the camera over there. You see it?
Yeah.
All right, now tell everybody what we're gonna do today.
What we're going to do is make a
Chicken tractor?
Chicken tractor.
That's right.
For our chickens.
That's right. We're gonna make a chicken tractor today for our chickens, and we're gonna show you the entire process from start to finish. Here in the barn we have our wheels. We've got some lag bolts for the wheel axles. We have our hose bibs or hose connectors that's going to go for the water. We're going to do that last. And we have some of the tools here that we're going to need, one of which is a drill. Right over here is the nail gun. You don't necessarily have to have a nail gun. Boy, they're good to have. We also have some drill bits. We have our hinges for other materials. We have all of our PVC parts right here. Let's go ahead and check out the wood. You can see in the back of the truck, there's all our 2x, and we're not using 2x4s, guys. We're using 2x3s. And those 2x3s are gonna be a whole lot lighter than a 2x4, and that makes a difference when we're at the end. So one of our wonderful neighbors, Tom, brought this metal to us. He has a company in Northern Virginia called H&H Fire Protection. And he's a subscriber, and we got to meet through YouTube, and he's just a wonderful guy. So he brought some metal for our farm stand. We're not going to use it for the farm stand, but for this project, we are going to use it. This is the plastic that we're going to use on the inside of the chicken tractor, and that'll come into play later. What you see here is the 2x3s, and they're not actually 2x3. They're probably 2 or 1 3/4 by something. Not quite 2x3s, but for sure they are lighter than a 2x4. And in this application, having seen these built before, and we're using 2 of them, this is going to make a lot of sense. It's going to be a whole lot lighter to move around the farm.
All of them?
As many as you can carry. Oh, okay, let's go. I'll get a couple. And you guys come back and get the rest, okay? Let's go. That's enough. That's enough. You gotta have something for your second load. All right, let's go.
I'm carrying 4 pieces of baby wood.
You are.
Yeah. This is so amazing. It's heavy.
You're working it, baby.
Hey, wait for me.
All right, Big Gabriel, go get the rest of them. All right, lazy dog. You're gonna have to move in a minute. Good job, lady. Bring me 2 of them, buddy. Huh?
What?
Because this, there you go. You can hold it in the middle.
Hold it in the middle.
All right, don't move. That's enough. Don't hold it. Don't move it. Now watch.
You're perfect. Those are snails.
Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. Watch out. Back up.
What?
We're going to rotate it.
Rotate.
Pick it up.
Oh, I see what you're
Put the
doing.
next one on the top. Here you go. Put it on top. Got it?
I got it. I'm doing. Okay, be bear, get back. I know this looks like. I'm scared of it.
Okay.
You guys-
She smells like a skunk again.
Yeah, she must have got sprayed last night. Scared paradise!
No.
Get ready.
Now keep in mind, guys, you're not building furniture, and so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. As long as it's pretty close, it's going to work out quite well. Here where we live, we have a lot of wind, and that can translate to a sick bird pretty quickly, especially if they get wet. So we're going to take and put not just screen around this, that's going to be the protector, but on the inside, that plastic material that we used on our turkey tractors. I'm not sure if you guys caught it or not, but I'm using a lot of different kinds of screws. They're all Torx head, but they are different in that they're from old projects. And I like to recycle a lot of the things that we have here on the farm. So while I'm building these panels, I'm going to use nails there. That's going to hold pretty well. They're less expensive. But when I put them together, I'm going to screw them, because at some point in time, they're coming apart. Now, it may be 4 or 5 years down the road, but I'll still be able to use those screws again another time. You guys can see that we've got the general structure together. Is it perfectly square? Probably not, but it's close. And it hasn't got to be perfect. Remember, I'm going to say this a lot of times. We're not building furniture here. We're building a chicken shed or a chicken tractor. What it has to be is it has to work for the chickens. So chickens don't really care. They just want to be dry and safe. And that's what we're doing here, making this dry and safe. So the next thing we're going to do is put the supports on for the roof. We're not going to put the metal on yet. And then we're going to work on the handle that's going to go on the front. And that's going to become apparent here in just a minute. That's when you're going to get hit in the face. Find some more screws.
I
Let's do one right here then.
know.
Okay. There you go. Good job, Gabriel. we got the overall structure built on this particular tractor. The next thing we need to do is get our wheels set up. And I went to Harbor Freight. I'll leave a link in the description for one on Amazon. Pretty inexpensive wheels. These are fairly lightweight. I got a little bit larger wheel than I normally get. And I also got a solid wheel. You don't want any wheels that have air in them. The pneumatic tires, they're going to pop on you within a year and you're going to wish you'd bought something else. So start off with something like this and you'll be glad you did. Now, in the past tractors, we've only used one support, and I think that's fine, but today we're going to add a little plate back here to the back side so that when the bolt goes through, it's got a little bit more meat. It won't bend it as much. Is it going to bend? Probably, but in this case, it's not going to bend quite as much. So guys, even though we're going to look like we're going to put the wheel on, all we're going to do is put the plate in. We're going to set our wheel where we want it, drill it, make sure it fits, take the wheel off, and then we're going to put our chicken wire on the outside. Now you want to be sure to put a couple of washers on the back side. That way the wheel is not in a bind up against the chicken tractor itself. Some of the wheels are also offset one to the other. You want to make sure you have the offset to the tractor, okay? That way you're putting on less washers. I like to put a washer, actually that's not going to work. So it's going to come from this side actually. You want 2 washers on the one side. Slide your wheel on, prop it up, slide it on, 1 washer on the outside, and then you'll put your 2 nuts. Now, after I put this in, you can probably get away with using a nut that's got a piece of nylon on it so you only need 1 nut. But I didn't do that. I bought 2 nuts. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Okay. So this is where it needs to be. We can leave it here for now, but we're not going to put everything back on completely. I will throw the nuts on just temporarily because I know I'm going to pull the wheel off in order to put my chicken wire on, which is going to come after we put the, I don't know, we might put the roof on first. Well, let's see what we're going to do next. All right, so I went down to Lowe's, got some chicken wire. This is 24-inch chicken wire. You know what? I bet it's not going to work. Oh, wouldn't that just be funny? Because these are 24-inch. I think I'm having a senior moment. Oh boy. Oh, that just stinks. So guys, let me tell you my mistake. I bought 24-inch chicken wire, and the space between here and there is more than 24 inches because top plates. These have to be cut a lot shorter or a little bit shorter, probably the distance between here and here, 1.5 inches, probably 21 inches. So we build our next one, these have to be 21 inches long in order for us to have 24 inches between here and here. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. So we're going to think this thing through. I don't want to put cleats all the way around it. Yeah, we could do that. We could easily take a 2x and stick it in here like this, take that up, but sort of defeats the purpose. These are about $3. I don't know what the chicken wire costs. It's not terribly expensive. So we're going to use a piece of 36-inch wire, go all the way around it, and then once we have it done, we're going to snip it, and then that'll be it for this one. The next one we'll build it correctly, and then we'll have to go get some more 36-inch wire in order to build our turkey tractor, which is going to be the same, very similar design, but a little bit taller. We're using a brad stapler, or actually this is like a crown staple. So it's a U-shaped staple. They're 1/4 inch. I think that's gonna hold pretty good. And it says it's galvanized. We got lucky.
Here, and you to play bouncy house after I want to play dolls.
Maybe he doesn't want to play dolls, but...
No, fine. I will let you play pig, and I'll try to play for a minute. Yes, fine. But can you please come? I don't want to wait 30 minutes with nothing.
All right, you can see where we cut this. We're gonna fold this down, staple it in place, and then the next thing we're gonna do is put the black, or it's black and white actually, it's a plastic, kind of like a Tyvek on the inside, and that's gonna give the animals cover from the rain. The last thing we're gonna do, we may not be able to do it today, is just put a piece of metal on this in order to protect that edge. We may put some duct tape on it because that's pretty sharp. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
This day, I'll put the wheel on.
Okay, show us how to do it, man.
First, you have to put this. Then you put then you put this. Then you put all these two nuts.
Other way. Put the next one on. That's enough.
First, I have to be super tight.
He won't spin, buddy. That's enough. Now put the other nut on.
It's tight.
That's good. Put the other nut on. Good job. All right, buddy. Thank you, Gabriel. Good job. All right, we got to do some more work to it. All right. Thumbs up. Yeah.
And people can donate to this effort at nonprofit really continue to provide in their country, and they're not really.
So here we are, guys. We're almost finished with this thing. We've got a little bit of trim to put up. I don't have the trim here. I'm gonna have to make that trim. And you can see right here where we put some white duct tape, and there's some gray duct tape on the other side. We want to cover up those edges, and also we're going to seal up this little air right here. Now that might be okay during the summer months here, but when we get closer to the fall, that's really going to give the animals a little bit of a chill in the evenings. Now it's about it's the middle of summer here. No, it's not even the middle of summer, it's the middle of July. So it's the middle of July here on our farm, and just as a point of reference, about 4 or 5 days ago we were in the 40s, and that happens here throughout the summer. So it does get kind of chilly. We want to make sure these birds are well cared for during their time when they're on pasture. I like how this went together. You probably may not recognize this plastic stuff right here. It's kind of like Tyvek. It's white on one side, you can look at it from the inside, and then it's black on the other. We put the black side out. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. It's not going to absorb heat, I can tell you that. It's nothing, it may absorb some heat, but it's certainly not going to hold any heat because it's so thin. In this design, let me show you something. So I like the Salatin designs. I mean, I love the idea of a portable pen. It is amazing. We don't lose animals this way. They get fresh forage every day and fresh clean water. But what I didn't like about the Salatin one was how they moved it, because they got to walk around this wheel thing. Now, their version is probably a little bit more efficient on materials when you think about the wheels that you'd have to add to each one of the tractors like we have, but the convenience of it is pretty cool. So here's what I like about our design versus theirs. Now, when you move theirs, you got to put a set of wheels on the back side, pop it up, and then you got to walk around the front side, and then you got to grab this cable or wire on the bottom and lift it up and move it. I mean, it works, and I'm sure they're using like some wire from fencing that's left over, and that's good use of material. I think this is a neat design right here, in that when I want to move it, all I do is just pick it up. Here we go. It's pretty easy. Also, what you can do is some of my tractors have latches at the bottom, but because this is weighted with wire, it stays down. It's not gonna come up. Nothing's gonna get in there. Some of the tractors have little latches on them, and that's nice. I don't need it. It works pretty well. What we can do is we can flip it up. Now, the only thing that's open is just this section here. You can't see me. It's just this section right here. And if I have to get in there to get a bird prior to processing, I can do it. Here where we live, it's really windy, and it's also cold, or it's cold a lot of the time of the year, especially in the spring and the fall. And we're still doing birds. We start about April, and we end about October. So when you're getting to September and October around here, it's downright chilly. And for that, we want to make sure that we have about 3/4 of it under cover all the way around. And we tend not to put the front of our tractors into the wind, because we don't want the wind going in and chilling our birds. So it's a pretty neat design. All it is a couple of hinges. You know, I buy my hinges at Lowe's. Whatever I find that's on sale, hey, that's what I use. You only need 2 of them. Think about this as a temporary structure. So this is only going to last, I don't know, 5 years. If I get 5 years out of this thing, I will probably put a couple of thousand birds through it. I think I'm going to be okay. So most everything on this project was something that I had to buy, such as the chicken wire, the hinges, and the 2x3s. We use 2x3s in this project because they're lighter. Now you can use 2x4s, it'll probably last longer, but I know that this is a temporary project for me. So 5 years is my goal for the length of the time we're gonna have it. You know, if it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. Pull my screws back out, use them on another project. That is some used metal from a project that Tom Holmes, one of our neighbors and subscribers, dropped off to us. And we were able to build this tractor with just 1 sheet. We have 2 more sheets, and we got 2 more tractors. So that's gonna work out really well. Guys, that's about it. It's pretty simple. Now, I did make a couple of mistakes, and I want to tell you, when I tell you the specifications for what you want to do and your cuts you want to make, I want you to think about it. It's going to work out better than it did for me on this project because I messed up a couple of things. And so I'm gonna fix that in my materials list. And so when I tell you the distance between here and here, it's there for a particular reason. I'll show you that right now. When you push this thing all the way down, this stays all the way to the ground, it works. You could extend it out longer, and if you do that, this will only go to wherever that distance is. But I like what it's doing, and I'm gonna keep it the way it is. There we go. So all in all, oh, so here's a mistake that I made. When I cut my 2x4s, I was thinking 24 inches, which I was right. However, what you want is you want to use 24-inch chicken wire. So chicken wire's got a twisty side here, and if you have to cut it, it's going to leave a lot of frayed edges like I have on the bottom. Now I stapled every one of those, so it's going to work out. However, when I build my next one, these are going to be 21 inches, okay? And that's going to allow for the top plate and the bottom plate to be covered fully by chicken wire. That right there was some old wire that I had from projects years and years ago. I brought it to the farm. We used it on a couple of projects, and this is one that we just used it to finish it up. Now I bent it over here. You don't have to do that. One of the things I probably would do is look at your wire that you're going to buy and build this box section here to the length of the wire. So you don't have to do any of that extra bending stuff. So a couple I didn't bend, but the rest of them I did bend. It's going to work. I don't put anything on top of that, but it would make your project a lot easier if you built it to fit the wire. Now my wheels came from Harbor Freight. I think they're probably $8 a piece. These bolts, I'll give you the distance of the bolts there, or the length of the bolts. I did put a cleat in there. I think that works. The wheels aren't going to be perfect, but they're going to be close. You do got to put some washers on there too. And I didn't use staples. I used, well, these are staples, but they're about a 1/4 inch long, and they're about an 1/8 inch thick, and they're pretty stout. I don't think anything's going to go through them. When I go to build the next ones, I'm probably going to make some changes to my uprights, so I don't have to use that one extra one. I'll probably put this one in between that point, and then pick up the next one there, put that one in between, and it's going to be fine. So guys, I want to say thank you for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. Consider giving us that thumbs up. It really helps us. We love your comments. They're very, very helpful. I mean, we're learning every day, and your comments help us be better farmers. If you ever want to come out and visit the farm and stay in our B&B, go to millgotfarms.com. Love to have you out here. Remember, middle of nowhere, convenient to nothing. There is nothing out here. It is really, really cool. It's definitely peaceful and dark skies. Oh my goodness, dark skies, dark skies. So again, thank you guys for watching our videos. We hope that you have a great day. We look forward to catching up with you in the next video. And until next time, God bless you guys.